In the beginning, when I didn't know what I will be teaching you in this video, I thought that manifestation techniques would bring me everything I want. But my inner state was a bit different, you know? I always asked myself, am I doing it right? Am I thinking the right thoughts? Am I visualizing enough? And that caused a lot of stress. That is really unnecessary. And today, I will be giving you a different interpretation of metaphysics that will make life much more easier and enjoyable for you. And perhaps and probably will bring you better results. You know, as I have stated, the focus these days a lot lies a lot on technique, you know. You see many people on YouTube that say you have to do this, visualize like this, just think the right thoughts. But that can become a loop. We can become, let's say, a bit trapped in that and forget what life is really about, you know? In the end, what we really want is creativity and all of that, right? We just want life to be easy and effortless. And that happens when we rest in stillness. You know, there's the Bible quote, be still and know that I am God. And what is meant is that you should be still and know yourself as that, because that is what you truly are. You're God also. And what I have found is actually that when you do that, everything you want, you know, the health, the care for yourself, the creativity, the fun, the love, the confidence, the enjoyment, all of that, and money and all of that, right? It comes to you more easily, more effortlessly. Why? Well, because it is God's infinite kingdom. So instead of trying to create something and worrying if it is already there, we simply allow ourselves to be God, you know, and that can look like, you might ask now, how does that look like? You know, and it's simple. It's a simple thing I teach. You know, you sit still and you just let go of everything that you're not. You know, when all of these doubts arise, we do not identify with that, you know? And when you come into that stillness, this might be you're taking on meditation, going for long walks, just allowing yourself to not worry anymore, you know, not identifying with the lack. Because actually, no affirmation, no technique can really encapsulate or catch the feeling, the essence. It's hard to put into words, but none of these statements can ever really shine as bright as the being that you already are if you let that shine, right? And what happens then? You might then go around and wonder, how am I going to get that? You know, again, we don't identify with that and we move on with life, you know? We just allow ourselves to flow, you know? when ideas arise, we do that. We just have fun. You know, if you have a creative project that you're actually excited about, and you might feel a little resistant, then you observe that resistance. What is that? Okay, it says, maybe it's belief, you know, maybe it says, oh no, now I have to work hard and it's not going to be the way I want it to be. And so you don't even start. But then you bring awareness, you shine that light of awareness and see it. And then you remain still. And then it will dissolve. Or you might go for a walk, right? And then you act from that place that feels natural. Doesn't mean that you, let's say, only act when you feel like it, but we genuinely want to come more from a place of no identity with the limiting beliefs. And you don't, it can be because in the beginning I stated that you can worry, am I feeling the correct way? Am I doing it right? And you don't even worry about that, you know? You don't worry about, am I doing it right? The one thing I can say is try to remember your childhood. How did you go about life then? Things just appeared easily. You just followed your excitement, you know? That's another thing. Follow your highest excitement. Do what you are excited about. If you're an artist, create your art, you know? Really sit down and create it. Just create it, you know? Allow yourself to not identify with those limiting beliefs anymore that say you cannot. And then you just allow, you let it happen. You let go of everything that is not this infinite being that you already are. To conclude today's video, just so you can take everything with you, in the beginning I stated you don't need no manifestation techniques because in a way that it creates for many people more resistance than there actually was in the beginning, and it can slow you down massively, you know. Then we realize or assume or let happen the infinite being of God. Be still and know that I am God. You just are still and allow yourself to be, because you and God are one. You are God also. And what happens then? You allow. You just allow yourself to live the life you want to live. You know, you go about your day, you enjoy it, you create whatever you want to create. Because you've dropped the illusion. Yeah. If you've liked this video, please feel free to leave a like, a subscription down below as well. If you have any questions regarding this topic or others, then please ask in the comment section down below and I will reply or make another video about it, but I will reply anyways. And then I will see you next time. Thank you.